If you started avoiding his touch without even realizing it, you need to understand what is happening before you try to change anything, because this does not start as rejection. It starts as a subtle shift inside you that you cannot fully explain. At first, it is small. You move slightly. When he gets closer, you delay a hug. You turn your body just enough to create space, and you do not even notice you are doing it because it feels automatic, like something inside you is trying to protect you before you even understand what is happening. And this is where most people misunderstand the situation. You are not avoiding him because you do not love him. You are avoiding a sensation your body is no longer comfortable with, and that is a completely different problem, because when you believe this is about your relationship, you try to fix it by being more present, more available, more open. But when your body is not responding, those efforts feel forced, and that creates even more resistance. Changes everything, because now, instead of touch being something natural, it becomes something you anticipate, something you prepare for, something you want to manage instead of feel and want. That shift happens. Your body starts reacting before the moment even begins. You are already thinking about how to respond before you feel anything. You are already calculating how to avoid going further, and that anticipation slowly replaces what used to be spontaneous. And this is how the distance grows, not through conflict, not through big problems, but through small, repeated moments where your body chooses to step back instead of engage. And the more this happens, the more natural it feels to avoid. And the more you avoid, the less your body remembers how to respond. And that creates a cycle that is very hard to break if you do not understand what is causing it. Because this is not just emotional. This is not just psychological. This is physical. Your body learned that this moment is not something it wants to fully engage in, and once that learning happens, your response changes automatically. And this is why forcing yourself does not solve the problem. Every time you try to push through without feeling present, your body reinforces the same pattern. It associates touch with effort instead of sensation, and that makes the next moment even harder. So you start avoiding, not because you want to, but because it feels easier than facing that internal discomfort. And that is where many women start questioning themselves. They think something is wrong with them. They think they changed too much. They think they lost something permanently, but that is not what is happening. You did not lose anything. Your body just stopped responding the same way. And when you understand that, everything starts to make more sense, because now you are not trying to fix your feelings. You are trying to understand your response, and your response can change, but not through pressure and not through avoidance. It changes when your body starts to feel safe to respond again, and that requires something very specific. You need to remove expectation, you need to remove pressure, and you need to allow your body to experience touch again without needing it to lead anywhere. This is where the process starts to reverse. Because when your body feels no pressure, it relaxes. And when it relaxes, it becomes more open to sensation. But there is still something important that most people miss, because if your body is already not responding the same way, just removing pressure may not be enough. Sometimes your body needs support to react again to stimulation in a natural way. And when that support is present, the response becomes easier, faster, and more consistent. And that is where everything starts to shift, because now you are not trying to feel something, you are feeling it. And that changes how you show up. You stop avoiding, you stop overthinking, and you start allowing yourself to be present again, and that reflects directly in your relationship. Touch becomes lighter, moments feel more natural, and the connection that felt distant starts to come back. This is not about forcing anything. This is about creating the right conditions for your body to respond again, and that is exactly what changed things for me, because for a long time, I thought I just needed time or effort, but nothing really changed until I understood that my body needed help to respond. Again, in the moment, not later, not over time, but right there when touch happens. That is when I found a cream called Vigorel, and what surprised me was not the idea, but the effect, because it works directly on sensitivity, helping your body respond naturally without pressure and without needing to force yourself into the mood. And the first thing I noticed was simple: my body reacted again without effort. And when that happens, everything else becomes easier. You relax, you stop anticipating, and you allow yourself to feel again. And that is what starts to reconnect everything. If this is something that feels familiar to you, there is a way to support your body in this process without pressure, without forcing, and without depending only on your mind if you want to. Understand how it works. I left the link in the description, and there is also a QR code on the screen. Take a look when you are ready, and subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about intimacy and how to rebuild your self-esteem.